بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين له النعمة وله الفضل وله الثناء الحسن أحمد الله عز وجل حمدا يليق بجلاله وعظيم سلطانه وأصلي وأسلم على محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. This is the third part of the lecture about the position, the attitude of Ahl Sunnah towards Ahl al-Bid'ah. Now I want to refresh your memories to many important rules that we mentioned before. Number one, ta'wil is indefinite. Muhtamal. Muhtamal means possible. It possibly means this and it may not. It may not. So, it's very important. In matters of Aqidah, there should be nothing called maybe in terms of Aqidah. And the people, that's why they said, we do not accept Hadith Ahad because their reliability is possible. We don't know if they're authentic or not. Despite the fact that Imam Shafi'i wrote his book Al-Risala, in his whole book, he was defending Hadith al-Ahad if it was truly accomplished its conditions. What are the conditions of the Hadith Sahih, brothers? هو ما اتصل إسناده. The Hadith Sahih, the definition of the authentic Hadith is this: what its narration had been connected, no cut in the chain of narration, so it's connected. Number one, بنقل العدل, by the transmitting of the accurate, authentic. Accurate, reliable. Thiqa, trustworthy, and accurate. He is accurate, he's trustworthy. Both are needed. So first, that the chain is connected. Second, that the narrator is accurate and trustworthy. Because a narrator may be trustworthy, but not really accurate. Why? Maybe he has a weakness in his memory. Like many narrators, when they get old, their memories start to mix up. خلاص, it became chaotic. طيب. So the narrator should be authentic and accurate. And the one that he took narration from should be also the same. The next one should be the same. Accurate and trustworthy. Accurate, trustworthy. Accurate, trustworthy. Until it reaches to the Sahabi narrator. All should be the same. Accurate, trustworthy. This is the definition of the authentic hadith. No one who gave this definition, he added that the authentic hadith should be mutawatir. No one. Who added this condition? Mu'tazila. Why? Because this is the only way for them to justify rejecting the hadith that it means to them, or it means to them resemblance to Allah. Like for instance, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will be, the fire will be saying, will there be any more, until Allah put his foot in it. The devil comes now. Foot? Making Allah similar to your foot? Start to do that in you. Either you respond, follow your desire, And at the end, you'll be rejecting what the Prophet said. But the hadith is authentic. So what they say, it's not mutawatir. Oh, you know what they do? When we tell them that 99 of the hadith of Rasulullah in Bukhari and Muslim are not mutawatir. So they say, look what they say. It may mean that Allah will be creating a person, created being at the Day of Judgment. He will call him qadam, foot, and he will put him in hell. Haram? Poor? Why? What did he do? What was his guilt? He created him and he said, get in hell. Why? His name is what? Foot. Wallahi, that's what they say. They try to give naive meanings that nobody can. Why do they have to do? They say, we're trying to defend religion. Wallahi, it defended kufr. And it divided the Muslims. This system that they brought. But in another narration, the Prophet said that Allah will be putting his foot, and he did not use the word qadam in Arabic. Qadam means foot. But there's another word for the word foot. In Arabic, it is rijl. Rijl. They said the same thing. Allah may create a being at the Day of Judgment. His name will be rijl. Then Allah will throw him in hellfire. Poor rijl. What did he do? What was his guilt? So they're twisting, they're playing around. And that is not the attitude of someone who respects the text of Allah and the text of the Sunnah. The one who respects Allah's words and Allah's Sunnah will not be twisting them. But he will be saying just like what Ar-Rasikhuna fil Ilm said. آمنا به كل من عند ربنا. Is it on? Is it illuminating? Yes or no? That means we were not recording. Now we're starting to record. It's okay. Yeah. Bismillah. Okay. So Ar-Rasikhuna fil Ilm, they say, we believed in it. All is from our God. So put that in mind. If someone said to you, Istawa ala al-arsh, it means stawla. Have you heard him saying that? Stawla. That means, now I got the throne. But before he created the heavens and the earth in 6 days, the throne was out of his control. Because he says that he made istiwa after he was creating the heavens and the earth. After he created the heavens and the earth, then he went over his throne. They say he went over it, that means he conquered it. That means it was out of his control before creating the heavens and the earth. Which is very bad. So you ask him, are you sure that this is the meaning? He says, no, I'm not sure. No one can dare to say that, yes, I'm sure. Because they say that's what they say. I know them. All of them, even the Maturidi, in his book, At-Tawheed, page 47, he said it. That when we give these meanings, istawa, stawla, we do not mean that this is definite meaning, but it's possible meaning. So if it's possible meaning, that means there's a possibility. So why do you deal in matters of doctrine with possibilities? This will be finishing then. Finish. The other thing I wanted to refresh your memory to is that the owner of the madhab, the head of the madhab, whose name is what? What's his name? Abu al-Hasan al-Ash'ari. He was following the worst deviated people, al-Mu'tazila, for 40 years. Then suddenly said, I give it up. Khalas. I follow the way of Imam Ahmad. He is the Imam of the Sunnah. That we all are owed to follow his way. So if you asked, if someone said to you, Imam Nawawi was Ash'ari, so you say to him, was Ash'ari Ash'ari? Was Abu al-Hasan al-Ash'ari Ash'ari? He was Hanbali, my dear, so be Hanbali. I'm saying that to remind you that most of those highest heads of the madhab Ash'ari, they repented. Imam Razi, Al-Hafidh ibn Hajar, he said about Razi, he used to be having matters that cause people to be doubtful. He used to be bringing the matters of his enemies accurately with full details, mashallah. But when he starts to answer, to refute him, he gives the answer in a very weak way that makes the doubt stronger. Then Ibn Hajar al-Ash'ari said in his book Lisan al-Mizan that Imam al-Razi, he wrote wasiyah, a will, before his death, confirming, assuring his repentance. So when the Asharis say that Imam Razi was Ash'ari, Ahl Sunnah, so we say to them, so he repented from what? What was he before that? And why he repented? And what was the doctrine he corrected, as Ibn Hajar mentioned in his book Lisan al-Mizan? What did he correct? He was on what? Was he Jahmi, Mu'tazili, Falsafi? He was Ash'ari. And he repented from the madhab Ash'ari. So don't tell me Imam al-Razi said it, Imam Ghazali said it. You're talking about people who repented from this Ash'ari madhab, my dear. The question that I want to ask you, sometimes I want to ask you questions, please don't take me, no offense, okay? What is the meaning of ilah? Ma'bud. What's the meaning of ma'bud? What's the meaning of ma'lum? Now you're speaking English. I want them to understand you. Okay. Al-ilah means the ma'bud, the one who is worshipped. So when people supplicate the deads, they are taking them as ilah, as ma'bud, because supplication is a matter of worship. Very good. You know what is the definition of ilah with the Ash'aris? Al-Qadiru ala al-ikhtira', the one who is able to invent from nothing. You know, if Abu Jahl was here today, he would be Ash'ari. Because Abu Jahl did not say that's wrong. He'll be welcoming that, oh, ilah means the one who is able to create. MashaAllah, I have no problem with that. What was the problem of Abu Jahl? The problem of Abu Jahl was this. Why do you take for yourself one person to supplicate? Why not other gods as well? That was his problem. So, the Ash'aris have what they believed to be the highest evidence of proving Allah's oneness. They call it Dalil al-Tamanu'. What's the meaning of Tamanu'? Do you know Arabic? Tamanu'? Tamanu' is this cannot be, this cannot be, this cannot be. Tamanu'. They say, if there are two gods on earth, in the heaven, for example, if there are two gods, and each of which wants to give a decision, either they both share in one decision, that means the world has partners, or they oppose one another. If they oppose one another, they should be fighting, one should be victorious, and one should be defeated. That means the world should be created by one person, and that is Allah. Give them a clap. Not now. And they call that Dalil al-Tamanu'. It ends with what? Proving that there is one creator on the earth, of the heavens and the earth, of the universe. Did Abu Jahl say no for that? No, Allah. He believed it. Did he deny that there's the creator of the whole universe is one? He did not deny that. That wasn't his problem. وَلَئِن سَأَلْتَهُمْ مَنْ خَلَقَ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضَ لَيَقُولُنَّ خَلَقَهُنَّ الْعَزِيزُ الْعَلِيمُ. If you ever ask them, who created the heavens and the earth? They will surely be saying to you, the one who created them is Allah, the High, the All-Knowing. So what was it? They confirm that the creator of the heavens and the earth is Allah. So what's their problem? ما نعبدهم إلا ليقربونا إلى الله زلفى. We worship them not but to drive us closer to Allah. And when they said we worship them not but, that means we're asking them, because dua, supplication is worship, is ibadah. الدعاء هو remember this, brothers, always, and convey that. Supplication, this is supplication, calling, is a matter of worship. That's why this matter of worship should not be diverted left or right, but it should be straightward to Allah. That's all. That was the disagreement between the Prophet Muhammad and the Mushrikeen. That was the only problem. Not the only problem. This is one of the problems, but the highest problem. So it ended with the Asharis talking about something that the Kuffar in Jahiliyyah did not have problem with. So what did they do? What did they prove? That Allah is only creator. Who said no? Neither Abu Jahl nor Abu Lahab. They will never say no. Look, Ash-Shahristani, even Al-Razi himself, and many other, even Asharis people, they said, finding someone who believes that there are two creators in the world, I haven't seen any cult, neither north, south, east, coast of the world. I never saw any people believing that there are two gods for the world. Even Christians, when they say Father, Son, Holy Ghost, they immediately say, and these three are one. Even Christianity, they say, and these three are one. So what did the Ash'ari defend in matter of Tawheed? Nothing. I want you to remember that. So what is the ilah in our, not in the normal understanding of the word ilah, linguistically? The one that should be worshipped, or the one who is worshipped. But when we talk about Allah being the ilah, that means the real God who only deserves to be worshipped. But they have a problem, the Ash'aris. They say Allah is neither inside the world nor outside of, right? Neither inside the world, okay. The mind can bear that. But He is nor outside the world, the mind is going to commit suicide. He can bear it. He is neither nor. So, those people had lost their God. And you know, is anyone Sufi here among us? He may not be happy with me. There is a big dalala. It's called Wahdatul Wujud. Wahdat al-Wujud. Yani the absolute unified existence. And they say the creator and the created beings are one. So who's worst? Father, Son, Holy Ghost, and these three are one? Or those who say the creator and all the created beings are one? Please tell me, who's worst? Why did they say that? Why did they believe in Wahdat al-Wujud? Because they looked at this doctrine, Ash'ari doctrine, They said that God is neither inside nor outside. So where is He? He's us. They had to say it. Look, you know what they say to me? They say, you believe that Allah is over the throne? I said, yes. Oh, so you're limitizing Allah, huh? You're limitizing Allah, making Allah limited, up, no, but not down. You're happy with that, huh? I saw you. Are you afraid of the doubt? Don't be afraid of the doubt. Sheikh Dimashqiah is here. So I said to him, all right, so either we limitize him that he's over the throne, or he's with you. He's everywhere. He said, yes, even in the bathroom. By himself, by his existence. Yes. He's inside your stomach as well. You should limitize him out of your stomach at least. If you say he's also inside, it's shameful. So, they'll be in trouble. So they say, so why do you limitize him? I say, I didn't limit. I'm not bringing things from my own tongue. Allah said about himself that he's over the throne, and I'm saying it. And leave the details to him. Just believe in general what he gave you in general. Yarhamukallah. Did you understand it? If he gave you undetailed thing about himself, take it as being undetailed. This is what you should believe. So, not believing that he's over the throne, it caused them to believe that Allah's existence is absolute and general existence. That's why Al-Hallaj, have you heard of Al-Hallaj? Al-Hallaj is a significant Sufi, famous Sufi, not significant. He used to be saying, Ana Allah, ma fil jubbati illa Allah. There is no one that wears this jubbah except Allah. He was sending a letter to someone, and his letter was caught. The letter was written, was read, Min ar-Rahman ar-Rahim ila fulan fulan. From the most merciful and special merciful to so and so. So it was taken to the leader, and the leader ordered him to be caught, and he said, is that your letter? He said, yes. He said, you used to be claiming prophethood, now you are claiming Godship? كنت تدعي النبوة والآن تدعي الربوبية? He said, no. But the case in our perspective is this. عين الجمع. The whole absolute existence is Allah. So he was crucified. He was put on the cross for me and you. Just to live. He was crucified. Why we had this problem, وحدة الوجود? Because people were trying to solve the problem of Allah not being over the throne. He is not inside the world. He's not outside the world. So please help us. Give us a solution. The solution? That Allah's existence is absolute. He's everywhere. This is the punishment of those who do not submit to Allah in what He taught them. He's over the throne. He's in the height. Khalas, accept it. You don't know what is better about Allah. You have no knowledge about yourself. If we ask you to look at your back, you can't look at your back. If we ask you to have some knowledge about the spirit, which is the cause of your life, you can't. You have no knowledge about something which is the closest to you than anything else, your spirit. You have no knowledge about it. And you want to analyze and to produce some rules about Allah, what should He be and what shouldn't He be? This is shameful. So what is the only solution to this, brothers? Can you remember? All the ways about having knowledge about Allah's attributes are blocked except one access. What is it? The access of knowing about Allah through His revelation to His Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That's all. Is this clear to you, brothers? Alhamdulillah. طيب. Is Allah بالمؤمنين رؤوف رحيم? Have you heard of that ayah before? لقد جاءكم رسول من أنفسكم عزيز عليه ما عنتم حريص عليكم بالمؤمنين. Again. One more time. There's another ayah. وَإِنَّ اللَّهَ بِالنَّاسِ لَرَؤُوفٌ رَحِيمٌ. So in one ayah, Allah is telling us that He is Ra'uf Rahim, and in the other ayah, He's telling us that the Prophet Muhammad is Ra'uf Rahim. So is Muhammad similar to his God? No. But you can see the words different, similar. The similarity of words doesn't mean the similarity of the facts beyond the words. Yani, what I mean to say, yes, the Prophet is Rahim. Yes, the Prophet is Ra'uf, but his mercy and kindness is nothing compared to the mercy and guidance of Allah. Despite the words are the same. Do we have khamr here in this life or not? Is there khamr in Jannah? So the word is the same. The fact is the same. If the fact is the same, then we're going to be spitting against one another in Jannah. Oh, we're going to be doing this. Why? Because we become mindless there. So the khamr there is different than the khamr here. The banana. Is it the same here? That's why we may not be eating banana and rice in Jannah just like our Somali brothers do here. I like to joke, please forgive me. Because the first time I was told that you should be eating banana with rice, I said, what? Why not strawberry with rice? So the banana here is not like the banana there. The names are the same, but the facts are different. Yet, this banana here gives us a symbolic meaning about what would be the banana there. We have an idea. But we know for sure that they're not the same. If they are the same, that means in 2-3 days, this yellow banana is going to be black banana. They're not the same. And by the way, I can guarantee to you that in Jannah there is no bacteria nor viruses. So if there is a variety differences between creature and creature who have the same name but different facts, how much more if the difference between the creator and the created being? واضح? Clear inshallah? جيد. So therefore we say, brothers, those who say to us, you are mujassim, mushabbih, this is what they say to us. He has to prove to Allah one attribute, at least. He has to. Like for the Asharis, they believe that Allah will be seen at the Day of Judgment. All the Asharis. There's no one denied this among Asharis. All. Right? So if he says to you, are mushabbih, mujassim, tell him, don't you believe that Allah will be seen at the Day of Judgment? He'll be saying, yes. So that means also, you are mujassim like me. We became similar, my dear, in Tatsim. Why? Because also I don't believe that someone can be seen without having a body, without being in a certain place as well. So he'll be in trouble. He can't answer. But he'll be saying, we believe in that as what meets Allah's majesty. And we say to him, okay, we believe that Allah went over his throne, by what meets His Majesty, the same thing. Now we're shaking hands goodbye. Either we are both mujassim or we are both munazzih. So what do you pick and choose? That's not our way. If you want it to be your way, it's not our way. Either you take all the attributes of Allah in one rule, one definition, one constitution, or you're contradicting yourself. Clear, inshallah? The disaster in the madhab Ash'ari is that they say that Allah speaks in His soul. I think I mentioned that to you before. And Jibreel understood what Allah wanted to say in his soul, and he ascribed it. No, he scripted it.
Yeah.
He wrote it. He uttered it by words by himself. So we should not call it Qur'ani Kareem. We should call it Qur'ani Jibreel. This Qur'an is the Qur'an of Jibreel. So when Allah challenged the people with His book, He was challenging the people with the book of Jibreel. And you know what they say? The words of Allah, the speech of Allah, we call Him in Arabic language Qur'an. But we call the speech of Allah in Hebrew Torah. And we call the speech of Allah in not Aramaic, Ceramic, not ceramics, Syrianic, Syriani. They call it Syrianic. Syrianic language. There's Syrianic language and Aramaic language. And we call Allah's words in Syrianic language Injil. So I was saying to one of them, so if I want to translate the Quran into Hebrew, so I don't call it Quran anymore. They said, no, you call it Torah. Ah! The title of the Quran would be Torah. If I translate it into Hebrew, you must be out of your mind. What is that? Wallahi, they say that, Sheikh. Wallahi, they say that. Not only that, they say, Al-Quran huwa ibaratun an kalamillah. Ibara, it's the expression of Allah's words. And if you want to put them in trouble, because they always call عُبِّرَ anhu, if it was expressed. So you should be asking them, who expressed it? Oh, if you tell them that, either you'll be beaten up. The only thing is to come. They'll be accumulating people, gathering people against you. Wahhabi, execute him, squash him. Because this is the problem. When people are blocked, they cannot give any answer. The only alternative is to behave rudely, to cover up their loss. Have you dealt with such situation before? They have to do it. Yarhamukallah. By the way, can the dumb, you know that who's the dumb? Who's the dumb? Dumb. Yeah? The one who cannot speak. Or dumb, deaf and dumb. Very good. Can the dumb speak? The Asharis says yes. Because they say that about Allah. They say Allah speaks, but not by words. Because He shouldn't be speaking by words. What is that? All of this because of the Greek ancient theologic system had interfered the Muslim world. Those books have been translated. Do you remember when I talked about the highest evidence of Asharis, that if there are two gods, they call it Dalil al-Tamanu'? Ibn Hajar said that Al-Razi took it from Aristotle. He said this is the way of Aristotle. Al-Razi brought it and he used it like the Mu'tazila. It's a Greek system. What do we have to do with that? Why Allah has to prove Himself that He has two hands, that He has two eyes, that He went over His throne, that He'll be coming and the angels will be coming at the Day of Judgment with Him, walking in lines, that He'll be catching, the heavens will be folded by His hand, the earth will be grabbed by His hands, by His hand. Why Allah is describing Himself these descriptions if they don't meet His majesty? And Allah yet did not say anything in the Quran that never described Allah with these descriptions. Why? Is Allah putting us in trap? So He's putting these attributes of Him as a trap. Then if you affirm to Allah what He affirmed to Himself, wait for the hell. You Mujassima Wahhabis. And those people, when they hear the word Wahhab in their prayer, ربنا لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا وهب لنا من لدنك رحمة إنك أنت الوهاب. Wahhab. Oh, those are the Wahhabis. Because they're using the attribute of Allah in the worst way of mocking. They're belittling people by calling them, by using the name of Allah Al-Wahhab against them. It's amazing, huh? SubhanAllah. طيب. I want you to pay very much attention to what I'm going to say to you now. There was a debate that happened between me and one Mu'tazili 4 or 5 days ago. He was denying that Allah is in the height. So I was saying to him, did the Salaf believe that Allah in the height or not? He said, I don't need to take from the Salaf. I said, no problem. But the Salaf were fighting, they were refuting a man called Jahm bin Safwan. What was the problem of Jahm? He said he was denying that Allah is over his throne. What did the Salaf say? The Salaf al-Salih said, we heard the statement of Jahm ibn Safwan and we think that it leads with him, it ends with him, that there is nothing over the throne. That guy said to me, Allah is in the height by His honor. I said, this is not what the Salaf disagreed with Jahm bin Safwan. They agreed about that. Be very attentive to this. You have to define what was the disagreement between the Salaf and those Jahmiyyah. Was it about that Allah's honor is in the height? That Allah is highest in honor? Did they disagree? Did the Salaf say, no, He's not? His honor is not high? No. So what was the disagreement between them and the Jahmis and the Mu'tazila? What was the disagreement? The disagreement is whether Allah is over His throne or not. Let me give you the evidence. In the book Khalq Af'al al-Ibad, page 31. Who's the author? Khalq Af'al al-Ibad, al-Bukhari. Narrated by Hammad ibn Zayd. That he said, Ma yujadilu, those people are arguing to prove nothing but that there is no God in the sky, in the height. There is no God. So if Bukhari narrated this, so what is the belief of Bukhari? Jahmi? He was Salafi. Also, I'll give you the chain of narration. Authentically narrated by Ahmad ibn Ibrahim الدورقي وعلي بن مسلم الطوسي قال حدثنا سليمان بن حرب قال سمعت حماد بن زيد وذكر هؤلاء الجهمية فقال أو ذكر هؤلاء الجهمية فقال إنما يحاولون, they are trying to say nothing but that there is nothing in the height. There's nothing. Do you remember what the Prophet said? Shouldn't you be standing in your prayer just like the angels standing up with their Lord? ألا تصلون كما تصلي الملائكة عند ربها. This is narrated authentically. Al-Dhahabi also. So what does this mean? The disagreement between the Salaf and the Jahmis was about what? About Allah's honor is being high, or Allah Himself being high? Honor or person? Honor, high in person or high in honor? Huh? High in person. Let's say, for the sake of argument, for 1 second, that Allah is high in honor. If we believe it, that means we are similar to the Jahmis and Mu'tazila, who said the same thing, by the way. They said, if we're talking about Allah being high and honor, we have no problem in this. I know you have no problem in this. But your problem is that there is nothing over the throne. And it cannot be believed. You know, we are set up, we have a setup in our nature to believe that Allah is up. That's why Juwayni was trying to bring evidences over evidences that Allah is not in the height. So one person said to him, Sheikh Juwayni, just please explain to me the necessity we find in ourselves when we raise our hands up into the sky when we ask Allah. Then Juwayni said, you confuse me. You confuse me. You confuse me. His name is Al-Hamadani. He said, Hayyarani al-Hamadani. Hayyarani al-Hamadani. He's confused. There is a necessity. We go like this, oh Allah. Some of the Asharis that said, as there is Qibla in the prayer, this guy is the Qibla for dua. Hooray! They try to invent something just to justify. You know, sometimes when there's a hole in your shirt, you try to sew it, but it becomes worse because the hole becomes bigger and bigger and bigger. Because what you suggest is not from Allah, so it has to be like this. Let's say, for the sake of argument, that Allah is up in honor. So when Allah said to Isa, "Inni mutawaffika wa rafi'uka ilay," I'm accomplishing your mission, and I'm raising you up to myself. So raising you up to myself, is he talking about honor? MashaAllah, that means Isa will be having the same equal honor of Allah. The sign of the Ash'ari is to imitate the Mu'tazila. Oh, by the way, the Ash'aris are half Mu'tazila. Half Sunnis, half Mu'tazila. That's why Ibn Taymiyyah described them as Makhanith. And the word Makhanith, if you say it today, it is a word that sometimes the rude people use it on the street. As if, you say this is a gay. And Ibn Taymiyyah said about the Ash'aris that they are Makhanith. Did he mean to say that they're gays? La. Al-Mukhannath in Arabic means Al-Muhayyar. Al-Muhayyar, yani he has a slight problem. We cannot verify whether he is male or female. And the Ash'aris, sometimes we don't signify them either, are they Ahl Sunnah or they are Mu'tazila. When they come to us, they're using the tools of Mu'tazila and Jahmiyyah. And when they go to the Jahmiyyah, they're using the tools of Ahl Sunnah. So that's why they are Blair. Not clear, Blair. That's why Ibn Taymiyyah did not mean to speak crudely. He doesn't have that way. He never speaks like that. But he meant to say that they are very confusing to us. Sometimes they use the evidences of Ahl Sunnah, sometimes they use the evidences of Mu'tazila and Jahmiyyah. We have a problem with them. Did you understand that, brothers? So, because many times they imitate Mu'tazila. Abu al-Hasan al-Ash'ari, after he repented, he wrote a book called Maqalatul Islamiyyin wa Ikhtilaful Musallin, the statements of belief, of Aqidah. He said, just 1 second. Yeah. What did Abu Hasan al-Ash'ari say? It's really amazing. It's really amazing. Abu Hasan al-Ash'ari said, the Aqidah of Ahl Sunnati wal Jama'ah is proving to Allah the attributes that He affirmed to Himself without twisting their meanings. This is the way of Ahl Sunnah. And he started to give you all the details of all the cults. And he was saying, وَقَالَتِ الْمُعْتَزِلَةُ اسْتَوَى أي اسْتَوْلَى. The Asharis today come and say, Allah stawa means stawla. This is the aqidah of Ahlul Sunnati wal Jama'ah. We say to them, get back to the book of your Ash'ari, Abu Hassan, and you'll find in it, page 291, I'm still remembering it. Mu'tazila said Allah stawa, that means istawla. So, this is amazing. Just like Christians, I am Christian. Do you know what is the belief of Jesus? It's just like what happened with me when I was in the Hyde Park 15 years ago. I was saying to one person, "Are you Christian?" He said, "Yes." I said, "Was Christ Christian?" He said, after trying to go left and drifting with me left and right, he said, "No, Christ was not Christian." I said, "Fine, then why are you a Christian then? What was Christ?" He said, "He was a Jew." So I said, "Why don't you be a Jew like him? Be a Jew. Why are you Christian? Christ was not Christian, so why are you Christian? Be a Jew." So he's a Jew. That belongs to who? He said, to Judah. So I said, was Judah Jew? He fell into trouble. And no, Judah was not Jew. Alright? What about his father? Was Ibrahim Jew or Christian? No answer. How can he give an answer? No answer. You should give me the name, the title of the deen that Ibrahim was following. So I said to him, "I'll solve your problem. Don't you believe that all prophets encouraged their people to submit themselves to Allah?" He said, yeah. I said, "Thank you for saying Islam in English. Thank you for saying Islam in English." So those people, they call, we are Asharis. Look what an Ashari said. He said in his book, رسالة أبي الحسن الأشعري إلى أهل الثغر, page 386. What did he say? Allah, Ahl Sunnah believe that Allah is over his throne, over his heavens, apart from the earth. Allahu ala arshihi fawqa samawatihi duna ardi. He's not on earth. He's in the heaven. So when he say he's not on earth, but he is in the height, over his throne, khalas. And that's the book of Abu Hassan al-Ash'ari. Why do you argue? What do you have? When you say we are misguided, we are wrong. And don't pray behind Wahhabis. What's the matter with us? Please explain to me. What is our problem? They can't accept this echoing word, Wahhabi, that's all they have. We're following the way of the Salaf, Ahl Sunnah. Those are the people. Anyway, Abu Hassan al-Ash'ari said, Mu'tazila said that Allah goes down to the lowest heaven at the last third part of the night. It means his angel is going down. It's not him, it's his angel. But the narration says that when Allah goes down, it says, Ana al-Malik, I am Allah. Does the angel say, I am Allah? What's the matter with you guys? But Abu Hassan al-Ash'ari himself is saying that the Mu'tazila said that Allah goes down, that means his angels are going down, not him. So Abu Hassan al-Ash'ari is telling his Ash'ari's people that now you're following the Mu'tazila, whom I was refuting. Amazing. Those people of falsehood, they make what is not different, they make it different. And what is different, they make it what? Similar. What is different, they make it similar. And what is similar, they make it different. For example, istiwa, you should not say Allah stawa. What about seeing Allah? It's okay. But they both lead to the same thing, that Allah is in a place. If you see Him, you cannot see Him without place. You cannot see Him without place. There must be a distance. There must be a direction. And you can't say no. You can't say, I see Him, but I see His honor. Are you going to say that? No, they can't say. So they'll be in trouble. They'll be in trouble. So what is the difference between this and that? We got used to this, but we did not get used to that. That's all. No. It's allowed for the Ash'ari to call his hand power. I mean, imagine if the teacher said to the student, how did you write your homework? If the student is Ash'ari. Oh teacher, I wrote my homework by my power. What? By your power. Or Ash'ari's hand, a broken hand, he goes to the doctor. Can you fix my power, doctor, please? I need to fix my power. They're using language, they're claiming to be using a language that people don't deal with at all in reality. That is only to justify the evil. Subhanallah. The problem that they have is that they speak about Allah without knowledge. The way, for example, one example of that they said Jibreel understood what's in the soul of Allah and he converted it to uttering words by himself. Cannot be. Okay, he took the meanings of, what about Alif, Lam, Mim? Tell me, what is the meaning of that? How did he understand it in the soul of Allah and he converted it to a word? This is not a word. It is not a word. Kaf, Ha, Ya, Ain, Sad. How did Jibreel write it? Saying, for example, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the Prophet said that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala was laughing. Do you believe that Allah laughs? Do you believe that Allah laughs? Yes or no?
It's a hadith.
Ya akhi, no, answer my question please. Do you believe that Allah laughs? Yes or no?
The hadith says Allah Ta'ala.
Ya akhi, I said yes or no. Say yes or no and give me the hadith. But please first say yes or no. Yes or no?
Yes.
Thank you, akhi. That's what I wanted from you. Yes. I wanted to say yes with confidence, not yes, la. This is the way of the Salaf. This is what the Prophet said. We're so proud to believe it. It's authentic, we take it. Allah's not going to be saying to me at the day of judgment, why did you believe that I'm in heaven? In the height. Huh? Malik. You know who's Malik? Huh? Who's Malik? The keeper of Jahannam. Malik, take him to hell. He believed that I'm in the height. Oh Allah, you said it and I believed it. You said Amintu man fis sama. Wallahi, I'm innocent. I have nothing to do against it. I'm innocent, oh Allah. You said it, I believed it. Will Allah be blaming you for not believing the opposite of it? No. Did the Prophet say that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala laughed? Yes. If he said it, we don't care about Ash'ari, we don't care about Jahmi, we don't care about Bush, we don't care about the whole world, we care only about what the Prophet said. That's all. One companion wanted to honor the guest of the Prophet. The Prophet wanted to host someone, but the Prophet had nothing. So he said to his companions, who can host this guest of mine? Guest of the Prophet? It's a big issue. Guest of the Prophet. That means you have to honor him. So one of the companions said, I'll do it, O Prophet. He took him to his house and he asked his wife, this is the guest of Rasulullah. I love those companions. One of the companions, He was in his house, and the Prophet knocked the door of his house, saying, Assalamu alaikum. The wife of this man, his name is Sa'd. She said, Rasulullah is saying, Assalamu alaikum, answer. He said, shh, no. Let the Prophet say it twice, 3 times, so he'll be gaining more blessings. Then the Prophet said a second time, Assalamu alaikum. So Sa'd and his wife were saying, Wa alaikum assalam. Get more. Lovely companions. Not like those people. They are la'im. If you come to their mosque, they don't host you, but they humiliate you. That's not a good, alaikum assalam. That's not a good behavior. So, this companion asked his wife, do we have something for our guest? She said, Wallahi, we have nothing for them except the food of the children. No, don't embarrass us. This is the guest of Rasulullah. We've got to do something. You know what? Let the children be busy with their toys until they sleep. And we give their food to the man. Can you do that? No. What you can do, we take you to take out restaurant down. Yeah. You know, go to Kentucky Fried Chicken. Take away. Yeah. So, they let the hungry children sleep. And they were tricking the children, having them to believe that they're preparing food for them until they were playing with their toys and then they slept. And you know when the child sleeps, if you say to the child, come and eat, no. Sleeping is more important than anything else. Is that correct? So, now they have the food for the guest. They gave all the food to the guest. And they were taking a corner, pretending to be eating, putting their hands. So the guest was watching and said, Alhamdulillah. So they have food for themselves as well. While they had nothing. Next day, the host came to the Prophet ﷺ, and the Prophet said, لَقَدْ ضَحِكَ اللَّهُ أَوْ عَجِبَ مِنْ فِعَالِكُمَا بِضَيْفِكُمَا اللَّيْلَةِ. Allah was amazed. Allah laughed from what you did to your guest last night. Subhanallah. So does Allah laugh? We will not be missing any good from a laughing God. Did you understand that? We won't be missing good if we have a God that laughs. But I'm not happy to have a God like someone who's always frowning like this. Alhamdulillah. So does Allah laugh? Yes. What the Asharis said about Allah laughing, he said, no, there was a mistake in writing it. It is not ضحك يضحك. It's يضحك. That means Allah caused an angel to laugh. He was not laughing himself, but he was making the angel laughing. Like this. Zigzag. You know, here in London, you should not be parking at the zigzag place. Right? Is that right? They twisted it. Imam Qushayri, he is the first person of fitna, Ash'ari fitna in Baghdad. I don't know if you heard of him. And he is the first one who wrote a letter called Al-Risala Al-Qushayriya, Qushayri Risala. It gave all the rulings of Sufism. His book was the first book in which Al-Ghazali used much while writing his book Ihya Ulum Ad-Din. In this book, Al-Qushayri said about describing Sufi people, he said, those are the people that Allah was sweeping the garbages by them. Sweeping the garbage. What? That's in his book, page 26. Allah was sweeping the garbage, the trash. If an Ash'ari says something like that, no problem. But if Wahhabi said that, oh my God, bash him, squash him. What about the Imam al-Haram? I mean, if those people go to Mecca, do they pray behind the Imam al-Haram? No. Then why Allah put us in this trouble? Since those people, reformed this way, and they declared their way of following the book and the Sunnah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala granted them the leadership of Haram until today. Why didn't He grant it to you, Ahlul Sunnati wal Jama'ah? If you are Ahlul Sunnati wal Jama'ah, why didn't He? Do you have a knife, brothers? Don't worry, I'm not going to do anything wrong. Do you have any knife? No knife? According to the Ash'ari doctrine, you can cut the meat with this. Wallahi! I'm not mocking. I swear by Allah. You know why? Because they say the knife is not the cause of cutting. It is a power that Allah create at this event. So the knife has no... You should not say that the meat was cut by the knife because you're making the knife the main reason. And Allah is the cause of reason, is the causer of reasons. So it was cut by Allah, not by the knife. Wallahi, Ibn Hazm quoted them saying that. And he said, this is ridiculous. I can't really understand anything of that. Ibn Hazm. And the fire does not contain the nature of firing. It is a power that Allah created there. Look what Ibn Hazm said. He said, those Ash'aris said that khamr does not contain the nature of intoxicating. And the sperm doesn't have any effective nature. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala creates from the sperm what He will. And it was possible that Allah create from the sperm of mankind a camel, and from the sperm of the donkey a human being, and from the bunch of cucumber a palm tree. Wallahi, he said it. It's not me. He was criticizing this belief, and they have this belief. I swear by Allah that I read in their books that Allah has the absolute will. Okay? It is possible intellectually to believe that Allah can put all the prophets in hell and put all kuffar in Jannah. That's not true. Because one of the attributes of Allah is Al-Adl, Al-Hakam, Al-Adl. How can He say Allah has the absolute will? So He can put the prophets in hell and He put the kuffar in Jannah. So where's the justice of Allah? Allah attributed Himself that He is the just, the fair. You can't say that. You can't put these possibilities that confuse people. So they're talking about the cause. Allah is the cause of everything. And they say that the will of the person is just like we say, the stone fell down, but the stone has no will to fall by its will. It has no will. It was Allah who let it fall down. So the actions of human beings is just like that. That's why we believe that those Asharis are Jabri. They believe that people have no will and they are forced to do what they do. I'm sorry. This is a chance for you to have an idea about that. You never heard about these things. But this is a fact. Anyone ask any evidence, I'm here. At any time. Yeah. This is what Ash-Shahristani quoted. He said, by the basis of Abu Hassan Ash'ari, that there is no effect in the power in doing something. Because the utmost absolute powerful is Allah, is the causer of things. That's why I think we have, do we still have time? Just- How much time we still have? Abdul Razak? Wait, Abdul Razak. 10 minutes. Before I finish, I need to tell you something very important. Do you remember when I said to you that there's a cult called the Ibaris? They believe that if you commit a major sin, you will be eternally in hell. Do you remember that? Do you remember that? Okay. Do you remember the Prophet saying, قَلِيلٌ دَائِمٌ خَيْرٌ مِّن كَثِيرٍ مُنْقَطِعٍ. Have you heard of this hadith before? A slight worship but continuous is better than deep worship but what? Cut off. Sometime. So which is more? Continuous little or a great sometime? Ahsant. Very good. Now keep that in mind. Keep that in the right R of your mind. Now let's go to the L of your mind. Okay? Let's go to that. The muwahhid, the monotheistic person who committed, for example, adultery. And Allah did not will to forgive him. And He put him in fire. Will he be eternally in hell? No. Because we were told by the Prophet that the slightest punishment in hell is for who? Help me.
His uncle.
His ahsan. His uncle. But his uncle is mushrik. But this mushrik, okay, he has the continuous little punishment. Let's say for the sake of argument that the muwahhid monotheist who committed adultery, the punishment is worse. And for sure, this is what we believe. That why? Because the Prophet described Abu Talib that he has the lightest punishment over all people in hell. Now, if we say that the muwahhid will remain always in hell, and Abu Talib's punishment is lighter than his punishment, so whose punishment will be more, the muwahhid or the mushrik? The muwahhid. The muwahhid. This is a mathematics kind of doctrine now. If you say that the muwahhid who has a greater punishment than Abu Talib, and Abu Talib deserved to be having the lightest punishment, but continuous. Why? He was defending the Prophet ﷺ, the utmost defense. But if we say that muwahhid will get out of hell, the punishment of the muwahhid will be less than Abu Talib. If you say that he will remain, then the muwahhid's punishment is what? Is worse than the punishment of Abu Talib. And by the justice of Allah, how can we believe that Allah is just and He will let the punishment of the monotheist be more than the punishment of the pagan? That's what I wanted to tell, which is very, very important. I wanted to say to you, brothers, that the jihad, I'm not going to say jihad, no. The jihad, the struggling against those leaders of bid'ah, wallahi, it is more than struggling jihad against the non-Muslims. Because they have ruined the internal doctrine of the Muslims. By saying La ilaha illallah, by leading the mosques, but at the same time, they are hammering us. We can't do anything. How can we do that? By knowledge. They are following, they are continuously taking knowledge of bid'ah. But we are so much indulgent. Indulgent or negligent? Negligent regarding studying the Sunnah. How the Mu'tazila were ruined, were smashed, it was by patience of Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal, who kept saying to them, to the Mu'tazilas, when they were bringing their doubts, bring me something from the book and the Sunnah. Bring me something from the book and the Sunnah. And they were in trouble. And he was Imam of Hadith. By those people, leaders of Hadith, those people were not there to show themselves. The last thing I wanted to say to you, I mentioned one hadith in my khutbah which is very important. the Prophet was asked about fitna. He said, Hudayfa said to him, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had granted us the grace of this good. Will there be any evil after this good? The Prophet said, yes. He said, will there be good after this evil? He said, yes. And there will be hudna, a truce between you and your enemies. Ala dakhan, that means the truce against with your enemies is not pure, as we see today. They say, we don't fight you, but they're using others to fight us. And every year we have problems, disasters. Every year we have disasters. Yet they're not fighting us clearly for our religion. No. I don't know how long will that remain, but it is the case. And the Prophet described it by saying, hidna ala dakhan. Now, what did he say after that? He said, ثُمَّ يَأْتِيكُمْ أَئِمَّةُ الضَّلَالِ. Then after that, there will emerge among you the leaders of misguidance. That's what the Prophet ﷺ said. So what do we have to do then? In this case, as if the Prophet is telling us that we have to learn in order to struggle with those people. Without knowledge, look, you have one of two solutions. Either you kill them, or you learn your deen, so you can kill them spiritually, if you like. Because you have to save people, the Muslims. You have to save the Muslims from their misguidance. How can you do that? If you want to do that, brothers, we have to struggle. Now, before that, how much time I still have? No more? Can you give me 5? Can you give me 5 more? If we have 5 minutes? Okay, that's very good. Bid'ah is not permitted at all. But they may say to you, but Imam Nawawi said, you can have good bid'ah and bad bid'ah. I want to solve this problem now. First, Imam Nawawi said in his book, Imam Nawawi is great, is a great man. But it doesn't mean if a great man, he is great, that means he's sinless. He may find mistakes. I love his book, Riyadh al-Salihin. Yani, mashallah, that was one of the best credits of good deeds for him. He means business. He did a good job by compiling this book for us. In every mosque you can read it, mashallah. It contains, with some repetition, 50-week hadith. And I have it all in Arabic and English in one file, one document, one doc file. And I have put some signs for the week hadith in it. If you like to take it, just tell me, I'll give it to you, inshallah. But An-Nawawi quoted Al-Hafidh ibn Abd al-Barr saying, everyone that innovated in matter of religion, he's going to be among those who will be backed off from the Kawthar of Rasulullah. That's very important information that we took from. And now, where did he say it? In Sharh Sahih Muslim, the commentary of Sahih Muslim, volume 3, page 136. When he was interpreting the hadith number 247, when the Prophet saying, Taridu alayya ummati al-hawd. This hadith, he mentioned that. And now we said that ilm al-kalam is one of the good innovations. Yes, he said it. But look what he said. I want you to listen to this before I finish my lecture. وَقَدْ بَالَغَ إِمَامُنَا الشَّافِعِيُّ رَحِمَهُ. Our Imam al-Shafi'i, he was so strict في تحريم الاشتغال بعلم الكلام, in forbidding علم الكلام, the philosophic methodology of knowledge. أشد المبالغة, and he considered it to be extremely forbidden, haram, to deal with it and to teach it or to learn it. And he said that those who try to learn it and seek it, they should be severely punished. So, by the way, how can this be a good bid'ah, as Imam Nawawi said, rahimahullah? That was a mistake. He mentioned that in his book Al-Majmu', first volume, page 25. So do we listen Do we listen to Nawawi after that? Especially when he said in the same volume, he said that this knowledge, ilm al-kalam, is ilm al-tawheed. No, the tawheed is قال Allah, قال Rasulullah, not قال Aristo and Aflatun. علم الكلام is قال أرسطو and قال أفلاطون. علم التوحيد قال الله قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. By this I have to end. جزاكم الله خيرا. Sorry for taking you long. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته.